Welcome to English Podcast Studio. Today we're diving into some speaking practice about homes and accommodation. For each question, listen carefully, pause to answer, and pay attention to the feedback for some useful language upgrades.
Sounds like an excellent way to sharpen those speaking skills. Focusing on homes and where we live, there's so much interesting vocabulary that can come up.
Let's jump in. Here's your first question. What safety risks are there in residential buildings in cities? What safety risks are there in residential buildings in cities? Pause now and answer.
In many city apartment blocks or high-rise buildings, safety risks might include poor fire alarm systems, insufficient emergency exits, or even outdated elevators. Sometimes, lack of proper insulation or soundproofing can also cause problems, especially if the building is old or hasn't been renovated for a long time.
Nice use of apartment blocks, high-rise, fire alarm systems, and insulation. For even more impact, you could add sprinkler systems or security measures, and try a contrast clause for nuance, like, while many modern buildings have top-notch security systems, older properties might lack even basic fire alarms. Great, let's move on to the next question. Next up, what are the differences between buildings in the city and in the countryside? What are the differences between buildings in the city and in the countryside? Pause now and answer.
City buildings are usually apartment blocks, tower blocks, or sometimes terraced houses, often close together with limited outdoor space. In contrast, countryside homes tend to be detached houses, cottages, or bungalows, usually with a garden or even a driveway. City properties might have a balcony, while rural homes are more likely to have a backyard or lawn.
Great references to apartment blocks, terraced houses, detached houses, cottage, and backyard. For a richer answer, try semi-detached house or housing estate, and maybe use a relative clause. Country homes, which often have spacious gardens, can feel much cozier than urban flats. Excellent. Next question. Here's the third. What is the difference between living in the countryside and the city? What is the difference between living in the countryside and the city? Pause now and answer.
Living in the countryside means you might enjoy a close-knit community and natural surroundings, while city life often involves living in a flat or condominium, maybe downtown, where everything is within walking distance. The countryside tends to be quieter, and houses are usually more spacious with bigger gardens.
Strong choices: close-knit community, flat, condominium, and within walking distance. You could also use on the outskirts or spacious lounge, and upgrade with a conditional: if you live in the city, you're likely to have more amenities nearby. But if you move to the countryside, you gain peace and space. Nice, moving on. Now, number 4. Do you prefer to live in the city or in the countryside? Do you prefer to live in the city or in the countryside? Pause now and answer.
I actually prefer living in the city because I enjoy the convenience of having shops and restaurants within walking distance. Living in a modern apartment with plenty of natural light is appealing, but sometimes I wish I had a garden or a patio like you'd find in the countryside.
Nicely done with within walking distance, modern apartment, and natural light. For extra flair, you could mention penthouse or fitted kitchen, and try a wish clause. I love the buzz of city life, but I wish I could have a cozy garden to relax in. Excellent. Next question. Let's keep going. What is the role of plants in home decoration? What is the role of plants in home decoration? Pause now and answer.
Plants really transform a house into a home. They add a splash of color and make rooms feel more cozy and inviting. A few potted plants in the living room or even a small greenhouse on the balcony can improve air quality and create a calming atmosphere.
Nice use of house, home, living room, and greenhouse. For more variety, try conservatory or natural light. And you could use a relative clause. Plants, which add both color and freshness, are a simple way to uplift any space. Great, let's move on to the next question. Here's number 6. Do you think location is a key factor in where people choose to live? Do you think location is a key factor in where people choose to live? Pause now and answer.
Location is definitely crucial. Many people want to be close to work, schools, or public transport, so properties downtown or in a well-connected neighborhood are in high demand. Some prefer being on the outskirts for a quieter environment and more spacious housing.
Great use of downtown, neighborhood, and spacious housing. You might also add housing estate or within walking distance and show conditionals. If I worked in the city center, I definitely look for a flat within walking distance. Excellent. Next question. Last one. Is it expensive to decorate a house or an apartment in the place where you live? Is it expensive to decorate a house or an apartment in the place where you live? Pause now and answer.
Decorating can get pricey, especially if you want to buy new furniture or do up a property completely. Apartments are sometimes easier to redecorate than houses, but adding things like a fitted kitchen or tiling the bathroom quickly adds up. It depends on whether you want a fully furnished place or are happy to start from scratch.
Well done with furniture. Do up a property, fitted kitchen, and fully furnished. For extra detail, you could mention open plan kitchen or a lick of paint. Try a contrast. Although redecorating an apartment can be less costly, houses often require more extensive work. Nicely done, let's wrap up. Here are 3 upgrade phrases within walking distance. Do up a property and close-knit community. Pronunciation tip, say accommodation, as a coma day shun. And a good follow-up question, you can ask your interviewer, what kind of home did you grow up in? Give it a try with your next practice.